you guys, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. It's another just chilly chill, sit down, kind of playing makeup video with your girl KK. So, you know, get your little drink, little coffee, little snack, whatever. But hopefully this video is not too long. I just wanted to do like a simple kind of warm fall, basic fall eye look. Nothing like spectacular or grandiose, but just something really pretty. So I was looking through my collection, so I pulled a couple of palettes. I pulled like a little blush and highlighter palette that I got from, is it Give Me Glow? I think I got this from. Yeah, I've had this for a little while, but I haven't really played with these because I've been a little kind of leery of how they're going to come off on my face. But I have this Dream Duo from Give Me Glow, really pretty. Which one is this? Freaky and Fiji and Take Me to the Tropics. I guess that's the two shade names, Freaky and Fiji and Take Me to the Tropics, child. But these are the two shades. So really gorgeous blush and highlighter shade. And I wasn't sure if this was going to be like a bronzer, but it's definitely, I think, more of a blush type vibe for me. So really pretty. I want to play with this because I've had it for a while and haven't used it. And then I pulled two palettes to choose from, or maybe to combine together. I chose an oldie but goodie, the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. And I've had this in my collection for quite a while. Not as long as it's been out, but maybe a couple of years ago, you know, she had a sale on some of her, you know, staple older palettes, and I picked it up because I wanted to have it in my collection. So this definitely screams fall. Beautiful, warm color story. So I pulled this to possibly use, and then I also pulled the Colourpop Smokin Hot. I think I've only used this palette maybe once or twice because this isn't really shades that I typically gravitate towards, but they are really pretty. You know, it just has like that chilly fire vibe, you know, really pretty shimmers and warm mattes in here. So I haven't really decided, but you know what? I need to decide quick because I'm about to do this eye look right now. I also pulled a couple of singles from my collection because, you know, my singles, they don't get the love they deserve. They're gorgeous and beautiful, and I love having them at my disposal. But when it comes to actually grabbing them and using them, I'm so attracted to palettes that my singles really get neglected, for sure. So if you have singles and you're neglecting them, this is your reminder to pull them out and play with them. So anywho, I pulled one of my Colourpop Super Shock shadows, and this one is Born in LA, which is apropos because I was born in California, Long Beach, but you know, LA County. But this one is really pretty. You see that? That is gorgeous. So I'm thinking I might tap some of this on my lid because I know with the Natasha Denona palette and even the Colourpop, they have pretty shimmers, but I'm not sure if it's going to give me the pop that I'm looking for. I also pulled one of my Beauty Creation singles. This is one of their little ones that come in these cute little, I love these like acrylic containers. So this is what this one looks like. And I can't really read the name, but let me see if I can make it out. So this one is called Yeehaw. I think it's a bit of a dupe for one of the Urban Decay, you know, single shadows that's really popular by them. So, ooh, that's really pretty. So that might get tapped in the inner corner or something. And this absolutely gorgeous red shade is one from Oden's Eye. It's a single that I picked up from them called Leon. And I just still keep it in this little plastic container because I keep it by itself. But this red, oh my goodness. And I've swatched it a couple of times, and this mug is fiery. It's gorgeous. But I haven't put it on my lid. So I don't know if it's going to come into play with these palettes or not. I also have pulled a few lip products that are either new to my collection or maybe I got them in like a subscription box or whatever. I have this P. Louise lip base that This stuff is so freaking pigmented, but when you put it on, I believe it really stays for a long time. So I might play with I might play with that. I have this e.l.f. one of their Glow Reviver lip oils, but this is in a shimmer finish, and the color is so gorgeous. Is it chocolate? I don't know. Anyway, this is the color. Really, really pretty for fall, and that is the name, if you can see that, honey. It looks like chocolate, but I don't have my glasses on, so it might be a spin on chocolate. I also have this Laneige Sugar Glaze that I might actually put on top of my lip look, because it's a really, really pretty, like, it looks like a sugar cookie glaze. Gorgeous. I also have a lippy that I pulled from Colored Raine when they were going out of business. This is one of the matte lipsticks that I grabbed, you know, from them. Unfortunately, you know, I'm so sad that they're no longer around, but I don't know if you, I need to put on my glasses. That's what I need to do. This is called Wildflower. So this color I think is really pretty for fall. Gorgeous. I also pulled a CoverGirl lipstick because I'm like, this is Caramel Kiss, but it's one of their just regular lipsticks. But I like these, you know, with a brown lip liner. You put it on a lip, put a gloss on top, and it looks really, really pretty. So maybe that. And then I grabbed these different lip liners that I was seeing on Amazon. They kept suggesting it to me, and I was intrigued because of the fact that it's like, it looks like this. So it has this point. It's like a fat stick, but it has a point to it. And I did use this one. This one is really pretty. This is the Mulberry shade 07. And I did use this one the other day, and it is such a gorgeous lip liner shade, really creamy. I mean, it doesn't last any longer than any other lip liner that I've used that's really pretty and creamy, but that color is just gorgeous. So I got these on Amazon. I'll try and remember to link that. So let me make a decision on these palettes, and then we'll get started on this eye look. Okay, you guys, so I think I settled on the Colourpop palette just because I really don't use it that often, and it's so gorgeous. And I was sitting here swatching it, and child, these shimmers was like, baby, we don't need no help. We don't need nobody's help on the lid, okay? So I might not even get to those singles that I pulled, but okay, Colourpop, I'll see what you I'm picking up what you putting down. Okay, so let me go ahead and prep my lids. I'm going to put on some of my Morphe eyeshadow primer, and then we're gonna jump into this palette. So how have you guys been? It is a Sunday afternoon for me, and I'm really just trying to get ready for the week. But I definitely woke up feeling like doing this little simple fall look today. So here we are. But yeah, really excited. Looking forward to a new week starting. I really am hoping that it's not going to be as hot this week. Last week, it was all triple digits. 109, 106, 108. So, honey, the hot flashes have just been flashing, okay? When I say the hot flashes is flashing, they flashing. And I, you know, because of the fact that I have hot flashes, I'm like, oh, is it hot or is it me? You know, it's like my husband will be like, it's freezing in this house. Like, you have the AC on chill box, and I'm like, but I'm sweating. You see I'm burning up, right? So anywho, yeah, let me go ahead and just make sure that that eyeshadow primer has my lids nice and prepped, and they are. And we'll jump right into this Colourpop palette. So the browns in here aren't as warm as I would like. Like, this looks like a more of a cool tone brown to me. This one is a little warm. This one, kind of mid. So I think I want to start out with this in the outer corner though. For some reason, do I want to prep? Don't want to prep. No, let's start out with our crease. I'm gonna go ahead and start out with this in the crease, and I might add a little bit of this, and then jump into one of these browns, and I really want this. So I have a lot that I want to do on this one little eyelid. So let's see how much of that I can accomplish, okay? But I know I definitely need to prep my crease. So yeah, this color is really kind of skin tone leaning, so that'll be a good base, a good prep for my crease. And yeah, if you have this palette, child, pull it out, play with it. I'm setting certain goals for myself because I do have so many like newer palettes that I purchased, even just, oh, that's like perfect skin tone, even just like in the last year, not even so much in the last month or the last, you know, 6 months or just this year, but in the last year, I still, you know, consider it in my collection a newer palette. And it's like, because there's so many releases and I purchased so many palettes that I just really fell in love with, it's kind of like, I really don't get to using my newer palettes, and then it's like, child, the older palettes don't have a chance. They do not stand a chance, child. They are not getting used. So I really want to just start showing them some love, just creating some looks, you know, and hopefully I can do it in a shorter format, so it's not like an hour-long video, maybe around 20-30 minutes. So okay, that was a really nice base for my crease, which I went into this one here. I don't know which one I said I was gonna go into, but that's the one I used. So now I want to kind of work my way in, I think, from darkest to lightest. So I'm gonna go into this dark shade here. If you want to create a look that's not so deep and dark, like for me, I really need to see color on my eyes in order for me to be happy. So I'm gonna go into this dark brown here, but if you wanted to make it a little bit lighter for your taste, you know, maybe you want to go into this brown here. So we're going into this deep dark one though for my eyes. For your girl KK. And I'm just gonna start tapping that in that outer corner. See, that's pretty deep, so if you don't really like your eyeshadow looks to, you know, really be smoky, too smoky in the outer corner, then just go into a lighter brown. And even if you don't have this palette, maybe you have a palette similar to it that has similar shades that you want to play with, you know, that'll work just fine, honey, just fine. So I'm just tapping and dragging. And that's one thing I do love about Colourpop shadows, which is kind of different than some of the other indie brands that I really love that are super duper pigmented, crazy pigmented. Like everybody doesn't want, you know, a shadow to just engulf and, you know, take over their eye look as soon as they put it down on their eyes. So with Colourpop, as you can see, honey, their shadows are nicely pigmented, but, you know, they're not overpowering or hard to work with. You see how easy it is for me to just tap this down and blend it out? Yeah, and Colourpop is one of the more affordable brands that you can grab. So definitely, you know, if you're in the market for some affordable and really good, nice, easy to use, beautiful shadows, check Colourpop out, okay? Colourpop gets a bad rap. At one while, they was releasing palettes every 5 minutes, which was just absurd. But, you know, I feel like they've kind of slowed down a bit. They're really into like the collections now. Like they just came out with the Shrek collection. Yes, your girl did buy that palette because it's those pretty greens. Same greens that are kind of like in that Natasha Denona palette that I was duping the other day, but we're not going to talk about that, okay? But I like Shrek, right? Okay, so we're going to go into this red now because I really want some beautiful red on my eyes. But yeah, so yeah, I may or may not have ordered that palette, okay? because, you know, Colourpop is affordable and I do collect certain Colourpop palettes. So, you know, some of the ones, if they come out with something like the Twilight, something that I'm actually into or that I really liked watching, then yeah, I'll go ahead and, you know, grab the palette from my collection. Because if you guys haven't figured out yet, look how pretty that is. So I'm just gonna blend that darker brown into this a little bit. And like I said, I do want this eye look to be fairly simple, because I know sometimes my eye looks can be a little crazy for, you know, the everyday wear. Like for me, you know, I wear them eye looks out on the street, honey, and won't think nothing of it. But I know for the everyday wear, they could be a bit much. So I'm gonna try to keep this one a little more simple if possible. So just going back and forth and blending that. So now I'm just gonna go back in with what was left on that darker brush, darker shadow brush, and just tap that and just kind of, you know, make sure I have a nice blend over there. And even with this outer corner, you know, like you can take a brush and add even some of your face powder or just a brush with nothing on it, a clean brush, to just kind of soften up the edge of the outer corners. You know, you don't want a harsh looking eye look. You know, try to soften it up a bit. Okay, so now I want to go into some shimmers. We're gonna keep it simple. I am going to put down a glitter primer today. So we're using our e.l.f. glitter primer as usual, and I'm just going to always put just a little bit on my hand because you really don't need a lot, and just tap some of that on the part of my lid where I'm going to put the shimmer down, just so it will adhere better and, you know, hopefully keep you from having so much fallout on your face, you know, because my face is basically already done except for me using that blush and highlighter face palette that we're going to play with later. Okay, so we have our glitter primer down now. Oh, now here's the hard part, because you guys know I showed you those swatches, which are absolutely phenomenal, but I really do want to use this Oden eye single. So and I know this is going to take it to a whole nother level, right? So I'm gonna try to just use it sparingly. I'm gonna try to use it sparingly. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, we're gonna try to maybe I'll use a brush instead of my finger. Maybe I'll go in with like a small flat brush instead of using my finger, just to try and control it a bit. Because like I said, I haven't used this before. I've swatched it, but I just want it to add a little aspect of spiciness to this eye look. So I'm just tapping it in the center and just kind of dragging just a little bit of the sparkles over the darker part. Ugh. Oh, that's pretty. That is pretty. Okay. But we don't want to do too much. We don't turn this into a complete red eye look. You know, it's not my intent. And the reason why I grabbed this single red eyeshadow is because I noticed a lot of palettes, like the palettes that I have that have reds in them, they do not look like this. They're usually a little bit of a more muted down version of a red, you know, kind of like a burgundy bricky shade. But when it comes to like a shimmer shade, it doesn't look like this. So that's why I grabbed this one. You know, it was pretty pricey if I'm remembering correctly, but I kind of feel like it's worth it because it definitely gives that pop of red that you don't get from other regular warm tone palettes. So Okay, we're gonna chill with that. Now from the palette, I think this shade here, this one is going to look really pretty next to that red and blend it into that red. So I'm going to go into that one just to kind of soften it up a bit. And I'm gonna use my finger just so I can try and get more pigment and just have a nice placement for it over that red. Yeah, you see how it's just kind of gradiating over that red just to kind of tone it down a little bit. So I like that. That's pretty, 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 pretty. Do I want to put some on this side too? No. No. Okay, so same thing on this side. I'm gonna have these nails on, so it's a little bit difficult to get the placement right, but we're gonna work it out. Oh, it's pretty. And I'll clean it up with a brush. Oh, I'm loving that. It's like fiery. Now I'm gonna go back into that like bricky red matte shade that we had put next to the dark shadow and just tap that in between that red and that dark shadow just to make it more cohesive and give it a better blend. So it's not just dark red. Okay, and for the inner portion of the lid, I'm going to go into this shade here, Gorgeous, and I'm going to use a brush for that just so I can have a little more control over the placement and drag it up into that orange. And these shimmers are applying really nicely with the brush. You know, you don't have to use your finger, and you know, they're showing up without me wetting it. Okay, pretty. That's really actually the exact type of simple fall look that I was trying to go for. So let me go ahead and figure out, I think for my lower lash line, I want to go in with, I have these shadow sticks, right? I have eyeliners, but I don't think I have like a dark brown eyeliner. So I pulled one of my shadow sticks. This I got off, it's from Luxaza. I got these off of Amazon, and they sell several different groupings of shadow sticks, all kinds of colors and stuff. And I think this one is kind of like a bricky red, like a bricky brown red shade. And I actually want to use this as an eyeliner on my lower lash line. Just to kind of stay with the fall kind of vibe. Oh, it's coming off really red actually. More than brown, more of a red, which is pretty. I don't often do red eyeliner. Hopefully it doesn't make me look sick, but that's pretty. So using that as an eyeliner instead of a shadow stick. I really want to do a video talking about shadow sticks. Like I said in one of my previous videos, I did pick up one of the, I got shimmer on my face. I did pick up one of the Danessa Myricks shadow sticks or chrome sticks, and I really want to play with it, but I kind of want to explore my other shadow sticks as well, because I grabbed two. This light is so bright. Hold on, you guys. Okay, I turned it down just a little bit. It was actually blinding me. But I actually got a couple of the shadow sticks from Fenty Beauty as well. And I have like some generic ones that I have picked up off of Amazon. It's like I really was on this shadow stick kick, but never really got into using them. But I grabbed them really to travel with because, you know, they're easier to do eye looks with without taking your eyeshadow palettes and then possibly breaking and stuff like that. But let me know if you guys will be interested in me kind of exploring some shadow sticks and trying out some different eye looks with shadow sticks. if that's something that you're interested in, or if it's something that you already use all the time, you know, chime in down below. But I really want to do a video just using shadow sticks because I think it would be fun. So okay, we're gonna finish up this lower lash line. I'm gonna go back into that super dark brown and just drag that down my lower lash line some. And like I said earlier, if you're using a lighter brown, you know, you just use whatever brown you used earlier and just drag it down a little bit. Trying my hardest not to make this eye look super dramatic, but that's kind of hard for me. It's like my middle name is drama when it comes to eye looks. Not in life, okay? I'm a very chill person. Do not like drama at all. But on the eyes, honey, bring on the drama. So I'm just kind of gently rounding that out and just bringing it together. Now this video might be kind of long because I'm actually talking a lot. I didn't intend on talking so much, but you know, it's all good. So I'm taking what's left on the brush that has that pretty red shade. I'm not adding anything to it. I'm taking what's left on the brush because I actually have quite a bit of that red left on there. And I'm just blending out the edge of that brown. You know, just bringing this look together all around. You know, and if you do need to add a little bit more, you can, just not too much. I don't want my whole under eye to be red, but I do want to blend out that brown. So okay, so I want to do like a nice little inner corner pop, and I think I am, even though the shimmers in the palette are really nice, I think I am just gonna play around with my Beauty Creations what was it, Yeehaw shade, just, you know, to add a little pizzazz. So I'm gonna pop this in the inner corner, and I am going to spray this just because, like I said, I've already started to get a little shimmer fall out on my face. So I'm gonna spray this just to kind of chill it out a little bit. Yeah, just a little inner corner. And you don't have to do an inner corner pop. I just always feel like something is missing when I don't. And that's just because I'm so used to it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up these eyes with some lashes and a little mascara. And then we'll move on to the cheek products and finish it up with the lips. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and finish up this face. I want to go in with this Give Me Glow Dream Duo. So we're going to try out this blush and this highlighter. Okay, and see. Oh, very powdery. A lot of kick up, a lot of pigment. Okay, so let me go ahead and tap this off a little bit because, child, I'm not trying to ruin this whole look. I'm loving this fall eye look. So let me just, you know, just, and I tapped a lot off. So I'm like, you know what, let me just chill. I ain't trying to look like a clown today. That's pretty. I love this color. I really, really do. This is a gorgeous fall color for the cheeks. It's just adding that little bit of warmth. I like it. And for some skin tones, I don't know, this might be somewhat of a bronzer shade for sure. It's a little bit more on the red side, you know, for me to want to wear it as a bronzer, but I feel like it will blend in nicely with my bronzer. So I like it. Like I said, very pigmented, very powdery, so definitely go in light-handed. So, oh, I like it. That's pretty. Okay. Now, I got a couple of other ones that are more unconventional blush shades for my skin tone. in highlighter shades for my skin tone. I got one that's like a really bright pinky lavendery shade. It's like, it looks like a lavender. When you swatch it, it's kind of like a Barbie pink. Let me show you guys what they look like. Okay, so the one I was describing is this one. So it's like, it kind of has like a lavender looking pull to it, but it's like when you swatch it, it actually looks kind of like a really light Barbie pink. Well, it still kind of pulls lavender, but it's really, really, I feel like when someone puts it on, it's going to kind of look more pinkish, but that definitely will not look good on my cheeks. And so it also has, you know, for the highlighter shade, this really like light, it's gorgeous. Don't get me wrong, these are gorgeous, but not for my face. So, and they're so huge, and I'm feeling like these are ones that I'm going to play with on the eyes. They will definitely create a beautiful like pastel type eye look. And then I also have this one, and I really was hoping that this one will work on my cheeks, because you guys know I love a peachy corally blush, and this one has, you know, these two shades in it. So it has this one and this one, and once again, I definitely feel like these are going to, you know, see how light that is? It's not gonna look right on me. They're going to, now for a lighter skin tone, a fair skin tone, they probably look beautiful. But for me, I'm probably gonna have to use these on my eyes. So I might just combine these two duos that I have left and create a pretty spring or summer eye look, you know, because honey, that's not gonna work on my face. And I don't know if when I saw them on the website, if I thought that they looked deeper, you know, or darker or something, but pretty huge eyeshadows. But okay, so let's go in now to this pretty highlighter and see how that is going to fare on my face. It's really just like a really pretty, like bronzy gold type deal. So I don't want to put too much on, but it's definitely going nicely with this whole fall eye look vibe. So I'm just tapping it on, and I'm actually going to just warm it up with my finger so it kind of blend in with my makeup. Yeah, that's pretty. Very pretty. And these are like so freaking pigmented. Please do not go in like this. I'm barely tapping into this, and you see how pigmented it is. It's crazy. So that's one thing that I do know about Give Me Glow. Their eyeshadows, blushes, you know, highlighters, anything that they make, honey, it's gonna be pigmented. And I'm not mad at it. You know, I'm not mad at it at all. Look at that. Child. 10-man city. But it's gorgeous. So we're gonna go ahead and just celebrate the fall with some pretty highlight and shimmer. Okay, that's good enough. Like, chill out, girl, chill out. So I'm gonna take my powder brush and just kind of blend everything in. Yeah, I like it. It's pretty. I could definitely put more blush on, but it's, child, it's really not that serious today. Okay, lips. Okay, let's make this quick because your girl been talking too much. So I'm gonna go in with this lip liner that I showed you guys that I got from Amazon, and I will list the products that I used today in the description box just in case you want it. I really like this color. I really like it. It's just a really pretty deep dark plum. And I like the fact that it's a pointed tip because, you know, you can get a really precise line. and you can kind of, you know, press your lips together to kind of ombre it out. Okay, so I think I'm going to go in with this Colored Raine matte lipstick and just tap a little bit of this. It has like a small applicator. One thing I will fully admit I am not good at is lip combos. Because your girl just likes a gloss and a dark liner, and that's it, you know. I'm not really that big on colored lips, so, but I really need to start using mine because I have a million of them. And I'm just like, girl, stop buying them if you're not going to use them. That's pretty. I like that. That's a really pretty fall combination. So I guess if you like a matte lip, you could just leave it here. But I want to go on top with this really pretty e.l.f. lip gloss. Is this one of their lip oils? Yeah, this is one of their Glow Revive lip oils. And like I said, this is the shade Chocolate, but it has like some shimmer in there. So, oh, nice fat doe foot. So hopefully I like just a little bit. Just to kind of, I don't want to move that matte lipstick around, so I don't even know if you can see that. Okay. It's kind of thick. Like this, I probably could have just wore this by itself with the lip liner, but I wanted to see how that lipstick looks on me, and I like it. It smells minty. But yeah, this is thick. Okay. Very thick. Does not need to be that thick on top of a lipstick. You can definitely rock that by itself. And it's not super shimmery. I do like that. It doesn't have like a whole lot of glitter in there, you know? So I do like that. Okay, so let me do a little bit of setting spray and then we'll come back and just close out this video. Going in with some of the Tarte Life Lock, and this stuff really does lock you in for the day. And it does seem like this setting spray does have a slight aspect of glow to it. I don't know, it could just be my skin, but yeah, it's definitely not matte, but I like it, and it definitely does lock the makeup in all day. I think I've used like half of this already. I love it so much. So, oh, you know what? Where is it? I wanted to mention, child, the latest Jackie Aina fragrance. What is it? She Was Here. This one, child, I have been wearing this and it smells so nice. This is like a beautiful fall scent. Don't ask me what the notes are because I can't remember what I ate for breakfast this morning, much less what notes are in this fragrance, but just absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous bottle, gorgeous scent. So if you're looking for a new fall fragrance, this one is beautiful. So I'll put the notes over here. But anyway, that's what your girl is wearing today with this fall look. Hopefully you guys had a good time hanging out with me to create this look. I think I'm going to be just really trying to pull out some of my palettes that are not getting enough love and just creating eye looks with them, right? So yeah, thanks you guys so much for hanging out with me. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you in the next one.